Hello, greetings. Carla Sheppard, certified in quantum healing hypnosis technique and beyond quantum hypnosis. I'm in Fredericton, New Brunswick, so welcome to Canada. I love Dolores Cannon, and her work has completely changed my whole life. And when I found her and her teachings, my life was actually in quite need of changing. I really wasn't in a very happy place at all. I was dissatisfied with many things of life, including myself. And I really wanted to change that, not just for myself, but for the sake of my kids. They were my biggest motivation in life for being the best that I can be. So my soul, I do believe, found Dolores Cannon, and I became really enthralled with her videos and her books, all of her wisdom on everything happens for a reason. And life is lessons. They're meant to be challenging so that we can learn to grow. And all of her explanations of the mystical world and quantum energy was just the element of intrigue and fascination that really sparked my interest in the work. Just went beyond my own imagination, and I was just so happy to get answers to all of those big tough questions in life that seem to just not make any sense anywhere else. So I became the quantum hypnosis practitioner and felt very blessed to be able to work with spirit to help other people get answers that they needed in their life as well. I eventually found Candace Crowd-Goldman and Beyond Quantum Hypnosis and started to contemplate whether to take the course to add that to my umbrella. At the same time, my daughter, Harmony, who has Down syndrome, found this ornamental bird cage in our basement, and in it was a red cardinal, like a Christmas cardinal, an ornament. And she just became fascinated with this bird in this bird cage, and she would carry it all around the house, and she would talk to it, and she became really quite attached to the bird inside and showed quite a bit of concern for this bird, like it was real to her. And she's really such a happy gift. I enjoy, all the things that she finds to play with. She gets really excited all the time. So this bird in the bird cage, I would see it, here, there, and everywhere around the house, wherever she happened to drop it down. She was playing with it quite often and carrying it all around the place. So in the basement, I also had my yoga mat and meditation corner. When I would go down at bedtime and in the morning and do my meditation routine. So I went down at bedtime one night, and the bird in the birdcage was beside my yoga mat in my meditation corner. Well, that wasn't such a big deal because it was all over the place anyway. I go to bed and I get up in the morning, and when I go to my yoga mat, this red cardinal inside this ornamental birdcage was right in front of my mat. Now, I was the last person to go to bed that night and the first one up this morning. So I know for a fact no one moved that bird from over there beside my pillow to in front of my mat during the night. And I know the bird wasn't in front of my mat when I went to bed the night before, because I would have tripped on it on my way to bed. So I go to work the next day, and I'm talking about this strange occurrence with my friend and coworker, talking about how this bird in the bird cage moved in the middle of the night. And as I'm talking to her, I got this big aha moment, like, oh yeah, Candace's logo is a red cardinal. Well, that's a sign that I'm going to take the Beyond Quantum Hypnosis course. Here I was asking the question and getting the answer all along, and I just wasn't connecting the dots. So At that time, I did take the course, and I still did not realize the true impact of that Beyond Quantum Hypnosis course would have on my life. Because not only has it helped give me some additional tools to help other people, but also I have the ability to receive quantum hypnosis sessions as needed, as I can connect with practitioners around the world. I'm here in rural New Brunswick, the only quantum hypnosis practitioner that I'm aware of in the area. Since then, a good friend of mine, Chris Martin, has also taken the course. Now, Chris is in Maine, which is a couple of hours away, and not that far for traveling in person to do in-person sessions. But with COVID, the border has closed, and the ability to travel and visit is just not available right now. So from time to time, I would, sort of come across some really disturbing circumstances in life and do these quantum hypnosis exchanges and really have been able to move forward and put stuff behind me that was really tricky and troubling at the time. So last week was one of those weeks. I woke up in the morning with my energy field really off, and before I had even any time to really think about what happened and why, my mom says to me, "Hey, who were you yelling at last night?" And I'm like, "I don't remember yelling at anyone. What time was that?" And she's like, at 10:30 at night. And I'm like, "No, I was sleeping at 10:30 last night. I wasn't yelling at anyone." So I realized I was yelling in my sleep, which was disturbing to me. I was wondering who was I yelling at? What was that all about? And my energy was off, and it was really a busy week, an important week, and I really need my energy to be all in tune to just do everything that I really needed to do, and it was really important to me. So I contacted Chris. I said, "Hey Chris, I could use a session. Can you help me out?" And Chris was busy, but he's like, "Yes, okay, I can help you out." And we set up a session. So one of the first things I noticed in my session was like a tall galactic being, very majestic, sort of wise in its appearance. And I found out the next day when I was doing a session with a client that that being was related to my client the next day. So we were talking to a Pleiadian being named Astrid. This Pleiadian being named Astrid was helping the client upgrade her DNA and her physical body for her new Earth experience and ascension experience. But as I was talking to Astrid through this client, I started to see in my mind's eye the image of the person in my session from the day before. And I said, "Hey, wait, did you happen to show yourself to me yesterday in my hypnosis session?" And she's like, "Yes, I did. This was to help prepare you for the session today." I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." So you just never know what's going to happen in this world. A really wonderful things happen, different phenomena, but so interesting and so much fun all along. And on the note of fun, the next thing that happened, Dolores Cannon herself appears in the session with a big expression of how much she enjoyed Chris and I doing this exchange that way, keeping on top of our own energy fields so that we can have good energy when helping other people, and that she really just found that it was such an enjoyable experience, and she was having fun too. And that is not the first time that I have noticed Dolores showing up in expression of fun when doing a session. I have a friend a couple hours away who's a beautiful channel and really channels in the galactic information and the ET realm really nicely. And Dolores has showed up during those sessions to say, "What fun, this is really enjoyable, I really like this." So my client was reading that energy in the same way as being fun and supportive and acknowledged in the same way I was reading it as a client with Chris just recently. So the third thing that happened in that session was Jesus, who otherwise known as Joshua, showed up, and his energy field and his light just permeated my whole energy field and Chris's energy field and the energy field of this room. It's just such a amazing, refreshing cleanse of energy all around. And a really beautiful reminder of why we're doing this in the first place and why it's so important to just find a way of being, not even doing, just how can we be in the light and helping things shift in a positive way. Then the last thing that happened was a little reminder for myself that I am a psychic empath and I can pick up on the emotions and thoughts of other people mixed in with my own, and to be mindful of that and use some discernment there in my own life. I can get as confused as anyone with all of the things that are going on, and that reminder is really good for me as well. I'm finding a lot of clients this year are getting ready to integrate their gifts and skills into their work life and make changes into their life overall to make room for that. People really stepping out of their comfort zone and moving ahead and finding their tribe and building their new earth and turning it into a physical manifestation. When people are coming in, they just want some confidence in their ideas or some clarity when things maybe aren't quite completely adding up. Sometimes they have some fears and some blockages, some resilience to using their voice, and some letting go of past persecutions of the past lifetimes or other times they wanted to speak their truth and be who they really are. And we are in a different time and place, and overcoming those things gives us the compassion and understanding we need to other people who are still being challenged with those things. And the more people who overcome those certain challenges can turn around and help more of other people overcome theirs and be the inspiration that the earth needs to continue to evolve and continue to move ahead. So on that note, I really want to thank all the people who are the new pioneers of the time, who are stepping forward to complete the new earth cycle that Dolores talked about so many years ago, and to continue to create and continue to find their inner spark and their true spirit and their place in the world to influence and make a difference. It all adds up, and it's in all honor of the people who came before us to open our eyes and help get us ready to move forward, to help others get ready. So on that note, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you will enjoy the Quantum Realms Week as much as I know I will, in watching all the interviews and the interesting topics that will be part of this celebration week. And if you want to find me, you'll find me at carlasheppard.com. CarlaSheppard.com. Thank you so much. I love you. Have a great year. Bye.